Ahoy there, mateys. Today we're going to learn about lines and angles. Let's do it! Did you know that there are lines and planes that don't intersect? Let's talk about some of those. Parallel lines are coplanar lines, so they're in the same plane, that do not intersect. This symbol, whoopsh, means is parallel to. So when we're writing our symbology, we can say that a line AE is parallel to line BF. Well, here's line AE, and it's going to be parallel to line BF. Those are in the same plane. You can call it plane ABF if you want. And they won't intersect, they're parallel. You can also say that line AD is parallel to line BC. Skew lines are non-coplanar, so they're not on the same plane. They're not parallel, but they also do not intersect. Line AB and line CG are skew. See, they're not in the same plane, and they're never going to intersect. Those are skew lines. Parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So plane ABCD is parallel to plane EFGH. And on the sketches, we can use these little arrows. I don't know if you can see these little arrows right here, but you usually draw them like this to show. So if you wanted to show that AE is parallel to BF, you would draw little arrows like this. And if you wanted to show that AD, line AD, is parallel to line BC, you put cool little arrows. Two arrows, since we've already used the one arrow to signify that line AE is parallel to line BF. If you're going to have another set of parallel lines, then you got to go two arrows. And then if you have yet another, you would use three arrows. Isn't that cool? And then I'll let you guess what would happen if you had a fourth set of parallel lines. I'll give you a hint. It's 4 arrows. Alright, so a line and a plane that do not intersect are parallel. So plane A, B, C, D and line FG are parallel. Segments and rays can also be parallel or skew. They're parallel if they lie in parallel lines, and skew if they lie in skew lines. Cool. Alright, problem number 1. Identify non-intersecting lines and planes. In the figure, assume that lines and planes that appear to be parallel are parallel. So we're going to assume that AB is parallel to CD, or line AB is parallel to line CD. So which segments are parallel to segment AB? Well, if I was to draw some little segment lines, AB is parallel to CD and also parallel to EF and also parallel to GH. You can imagine this plane up here is where AB and CD are parallel. This plane, ABFE, is where AB and EF are parallel. And then this diagonal plane over here is how you can show that AB and GH are parallel, because they have to be in the same plane to be parallel. So which segments are parallel to AB? Segment EF, segment DC, and segment HG. What segments are skew to CD? So skew to CD means not in the same plane, so we can't count AB and we can't count GH, and also we can't count FE because of the diagonal plane that comes through here. We can't count AD because that's in the same plane, and it's going to intersect anyway. Can't count BC because that's in the same plane and it'll intersect. So something that's not in plane ABCD and not in plane CDHG and also doesn't intersect CD. So I got segment FG looks skew to CD. Segment EH, segment AE, segment BF. Are there more? Let's see. We got BF, AE, EH, and FG. Yeah, those are them. What are two pairs of parallel planes? Well, plane ABCD is parallel to plane EFGH, and plane DCG, this one right here, is parallel to plane ABF, this guy over here. What are two segments parallel to plane BCGF? So what are two segments parallel to this back plane here? Two segments that are parallel to that back plane. Well, segment AD is parallel to that back plane, and segment DH is also parallel to that back plane. Yeah. Okay, so pause and see if you got it. Number 1 style. Okay, A. Which segments are parallel to segment AD? Well, parallel to AD, we've got BC, segment BC. We've also got EH and FG, segment FG. Let's see, B, explain why segment FE and segment CD are not skew. So let's see, why are segment FE and segment CD not skew? Well, the reason is because they are coplanar. They go through this plane, this diagonal plane, plane CDEF. That is why they are not skew, because skew lines have to be non-coplanar and non-intersecting, because they are coplanar. Don't be a coplanar. So what is another pair of parallel planes? Alright, so in addition to these guys here. So we already said ABCD, so the top plane is parallel to the bottom plane. Then we said DGC, so the right plane is parallel to the left plane. So we can say that the front plane is parallel to the back plane. So we can say that plane ADH is parallel to plane BCG. And D, what are two segments parallel to plane DCGH? Alright, so plane DCGH is this right side plane. So two segments that are parallel to that plane, we could say that segment AB is parallel to that plane, and segment FE. Cool. Okay, so when you got a line that intersects two other lines in two different points, if they weren't in two different points, then it would be like this, which isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about when it intersects these two lines at two different spots. We call that line a transversal, and there's a bunch of interesting relationships with the angles that we form. We form 8 angles, and the ones that are in between the lines, we call those the interior angles, and the ones that are outside the two lines, we call those the exterior angles. So let's notice 3 angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 lie on the inside. We call those interior angles. And then angles 1, 2, 7, and 8 are on the outside of the two lines. We call those exterior angles. Handkerchief is your secret phrase. So we've got cool names for these cool angle pairs that are formed. Alternate interior angles are non-adjacent interior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. So think about this. Alternate means they're not next to each other. Interior means they're in the interior between the two lines. So 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles, and 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles. Cool. Same side interior angles are also going to be in the interior, but they're on the same side. 6 and 3 and 4 and 5 are same side interior angles. Corresponding angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal and in corresponding positions. So basically, you can say, like thinking about these two lines, you can say kind of the top left angle, top left here, those are corresponding. Top right here, top right there, those are corresponding. Bottom left here, those are corresponding. Top right, and then bottom right, those are pairs of corresponding angles. Then we got alternate exterior angles. So we're in the exterior, but opposite sides of the transversal. So 1 and 7 are alternate exterior, and then 2 and 8 are alternate exterior. Angles. Alright, let's identify some angle pairs. Which is a pair of alternate interior angles. So we want interior angles. So these are our interior angles. And alternate. So 2 and 6 are alternate, 3 and 7 are alternate. So bada boom, bada bing, and there's an explanation. Alright, so let's look at this figure and say, what are 3 pairs of corresponding angles? Alright, so if I say top left and top left, I get angle 1 and angle 3 are corresponding angles. If I go top right, I get angle 2 and angle 4 are corresponding angles. Bottom left, I got 8 and 6. So I can say that angle 6 and angle 8 are corresponding angles. And then, of course, angle 7 and angle 5 would also be corresponding angles. This photo shows the Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada. Cool, Canada. Are angles 2 and 4 alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, corresponding angles, or alternate exterior angles? Alright, so this line here is going to be your transversal because it's the one intersecting two different lines. So that means that these are the two lines that determine the interior and the exterior. This would be the interior, and outside would be the exterior. So how do the positions of angle 2 and angle 4 compare? Well, they're on the opposite sides of the transversal, and they're in the interior. So we call them alternate interior angles. 2 and 4 are alternate interior angles. Okay, so got it. Pause it. See if you got it. Push play when you're ready. So in problem 3, angles 1 and 3 are angles 1 and 3, alternate interior, same side interior, corresponding or alternate exterior. Well, 1 is in the exterior, 3 is in the interior. We can think about this as being like top left of that line, top left of this line. So they're actually corresponding angles. Wow, that's the end of the lesson. That was an awesome lesson. Bye. Go ahead and work on this and how come my pen didn't work? Work on this and work on this and then wear some glasses that are red. Bye.